Alrighty, here we go. Taking the hands underneath of the glutes, lift them up so that you can root down through the sit bones, and then take a little bit of movement, especially if this is kind of your first activity for the day. It's a little bit of movement, really rooting down through the sit bones and allowing yourself to move from there, whether it's small side circles, side bends, rocks forward and back. It's up to you. And then come on to stillness. Inhale, shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, release them down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down one more time. Inhale, lift the shoulders up. Exhale, take them down. And on your next inhale, lift your shoulders up halfway. And then take them back, crown the head towards the sky. Soften the face. And just tune in to your energy space, to your awareness of being here in the present moment, or to the breath, whatever feels good to you right now to focus on, or maybe whatever happens to be available to focus on. If you've been feeling a little overwhelmed lately, feel free to place your hands palms down on your lap. If you've been feeling stuck or sad, palms up to receive good energy. And if you've been feeling a little fiery lately, take the fingertips together, palms apart, and lay the forearms in your lap. Simple hand placement can add to the energy that you want to receive and cultivate as you focus your mind on yourself and your breath. Begin to notice the inhale as the breath comes in and the exhale as the breath leaves. If it feels good to you, maybe bring the inhale and exhale to the same length or in the direction of. And if the thoughts are coming in, the to-do list, distractions, my friends, that's okay. Let them come. They don't have to stick and you don't have to do anything with them. Remember, the awareness of the breath is so calming in the moment. And equal breathing, or in the direction of equal breathing, brings us so much balance and harmony to any emotion. And so these two practices are so useful every day, every day, every day. And now moving on, if you're open to it, we'll move to Ujjayi breathing. And so that's where we create the ocean-like sound with our inhale and our exhale. So if you've never done this before, if you haven't done it in a while, you could open your mouth and create an O shape with your mouth, exhaling the ha, H-A sound. And then as you inhale, it's A-H. That will naturally dry out the back of your throat. So keep the mouth open, but gently close the lips over the O you've created and continue. I'll make the sound really loud, but in reality, it's only as loud for you to hear. So continue on for a few more breaths here. There are no real contraindications for this breath. It is a pattern that anyone can use. You do want to be sure that you don't hold the breath or force the breath, but let it happen. Let it flow easily in and out. As you could feel, it's warming, and it helps us to create resilience and strength in the face of challenge. 2 more cycles here. And last one. And then bring the breath back to normal. Palms of the hands together in front of your heart space. And take a moment, my friends, to create an intention for your practice today. Something productive and powerful. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, turn your gaze down towards your hands. Seal that intention. Release the hands, flicker the eyelids open. Inhale, bring the head to center. Extend the legs out in front of you. Good morning, everybody. Shake those legs out. Come on down off of anything that you might have been seated on. Gently press the toes forward and draw them back, forward and back. So stretching out through the ankles, as well as the shins and the calves. Circle the feet in one direction and the other. Fantastic. Come on forward onto hands and knees. If you're not comfortable on hands and knees, remember that you can be seated or standing. Hands are wider than your shoulders, index fingers straight ahead, press down through all 10 fingers, move your knees back behind the hips just one step. And if you need to pad your knees, go ahead and feel free to do so by rolling up your mat or kneeling on a blanket or pillow. Curl the toes under if you need a little power today. Untuck those toes if you need a little bit more stability. Inhale, tailbone lifts, belly falls. We look straight ahead for cow. Exhale, scoop the tail around the spine and gaze to your thighs for cat. Take your time, my friends. There's no trophy for doing the most repetitions or the fastest repetitions. What I want you to do here is ground down to the surface beneath you and allow that energy to course up through you for the movement you need. That's physical movement, that's energetic movement with the breath, and also your emotions. Index finger, knuckle, roots down, even pressure through all four corners of the hand. Index finger straight ahead. Check in with that. Hands nice and wide to allow for a lot of movement in the shoulder. And if one place feels particularly tight or closed off, feel free to stay there for a couple of breaths. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, Anne-Marie, Alana, Carissa. Good morning, Dawn, Demetra. Hey, Christine. Good morning, Cam. Good morning, Malia. Splash. Friends, I might just stand here and watch Splash, the Splash edition of Saturday Shine. All right, my friends, come on back to center. Lengthen the tailbone back, pull the belly in, and lengthen that spine forward. Feel your strength, my friends. You are so, so very strong, so, so very capable. And I love tabletop because it's, for a lot of people, it's a simple place to be, to just be. But when you engage, you can do some really good work here. Heels straight up, arms hugging in, energizing the shoulders, feet pressing down, energizing the legs on into the hip. And so from the hips to the shoulders, so strong, belly pulled in nice and tightly. Keep that strength, my friends. Move your knees back one step, angle the shoulders back so that the hips come right on top of those knees, or you can move your hands forward if you want to puppy dog. This is where we're lifted through the arms, strong and steady, eyes gaze forward. If you're seated, remember that you can come into this V crunch position and the arms can come overhead, kind of like boat pose. That works too. Take a deep breath in, my friends. Toes are curled under here. Lift the knees up off the mat about 4 inches. Pull the belly in and send those hips back just a little deeper. Eyes gaze forward. Keep that natural cervical spine alignment here. Really breathe. And if you're seated, one or both feet can rise up off of the mat. Take a deep breath in. Spread those toes. Press down. Lift the hips. Belly pulls into the spine as you lengthen the legs for downward facing dog. Remember, instead of down dog, you've got that forward fold at the wall, which I really like because it gives you that same pushback and support at the wall that the floor does in down dog. So feel free to come here or hands to your thighs if reaching to the wall doesn't feel good. Puppy dog and child's pose are great options as well. Take a deep breath in, my friends. Lift your heels. Exhale, walk your feet forward to Uttanasana. Press the feet down. Inhale to rise and stand to Tadasana. Palms together. Exhale, the hands to heart center. Second toe straight ahead. All 4 corners of the feet root down. We stand up nice and tall. Tailbone down. Squeeze the seat. Open the heart. Deep breath in, we reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold, press the hands and feet down. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold, hands beside the feet, bend the knees. Step the left leg back behind you. Bend into the right knee and lift the chest. Back knee is lifted. Surprise. Spread the toes in the back foot. Keep that spine nice and long. Now, if you're not reaching to the ground today, right here is just fine. But we are going to challenge ourselves a little bit with some movement here. Deep breath in, that knee lowers in the back, the chest stays lifted. And then as you exhale, the knee rises. Keep that front knee moving forward as the knee lowers in the back, chest lifted. Exhale as it rises. Now, keeping the heart moving forward, we want to keep the heel moving backward. So notice how when you do that, all of a sudden, everything in between the heart and the heel starts to engage a little bit more. Now, if your hands are not to the ground today, that's not a problem. You can be upright and then you can be a little lower here. And you can work this instead, the high lunge to a little deeper, but the hands do not need to reach. And if you want to challenge your core, you could reach the arms forward. Right here. One more time, friends. Hands come down if they're not there. Step back to plank. If you're not stepping back to plank, please step forward to Tadasana or plank at the wall. Send the heels back and straight up. Lengthen the heart forward. Eyes forward above the hands, about 12 inches or so. And as you spread those toes down, you lift the legs up. Breathe through. Bring to your mind that intention you have. Keep it with you here as the knees lower, heart forward, bend the elbows, chaturanga, slide the heart forward for cobra, untuck those toes, shoulders are up and back, and you send the big toe straight back as the heart shines forward. Remember, you do have the forearm option here, or you press yourself up into kneeling or at the wall or standing too, right? Hands underneath of your shoulders. If you're in forearm option, curl the toes under, inhale, press yourselves up, exhale, press back down dog. Remember, my friends, if you do not want to come down to the mat, you don't have to. You could do the entire practice standing and you'll still get a really great practice in. Spread those toes, second toe straight ahead. Big toe presses down, you draw that energy up the inside edge of the leg. Same thing with the pinky toe side, up the outside edge of the leg. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, walk your feet forward to Uttanasana. Press the feet down. Inhale, rise. Reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, the hands to heart center. Spread your toes, press them down. Heel straight back, deep breath in. Take a seat. Heart is lifted. Pull the belly in nice and tightly. Hug the forearms towards one another. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Good. Now, my friends, take a deep breath in and settle down. Now, notice where your knees are. Oftentimes when we come into chair pose, the knees will come forward just a little bit. Take your hands to your fingertips to your hip crease, send it back. Yes, so notice the difference. All of a sudden, oh, that's what back is. And then we lift up a little bit higher. From here, we pull the belly in, we lift up through the pelvic floor, draw everything in and lift the spine from there. You don't want to overarch here. In order to sit the hips back and lift the heart up, you need to pull the belly back and work the entire spine. I know it's so hard, but we're ready for it. Deep breath in. This is why I did Ujjayi today. We're really working chair, right? So Ujjayi really helps you stay in the game. Deep breath in, exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Hands beside the feet, bend the knees, the right leg steps back. Heel is pressing back, knee stays lifted, bend into the front knee for that high lunge, but the hands down, heart forward. Take a deep breath in, drag in the pelvis. All the energy is right there, squeezing in and up. Now the knee comes down and then it rises. Inhale on the way down. Exhale, it rises. Now, my friends, it's very easy to just work in the hip, the knee, and the ankle here. But remember the muscle engagement. Spread your toes. As the heel presses back, you're engaging through the calf muscles and the muscles that surround the shin bone. And as you're doing that too, you're starting to engage the thigh muscles. So you're not just leaving it in the joint, but the muscles engage and lift in and up. Yes, good. 2 more times. And remember, you can do that standing too. You got it. Deep breath in. Exhale, step back to plank, Tadasana, or plank at the wall. Now, my friends, tune into your breath. It's the month of December. 12 full deep breaths here. Feel free to move to Ujjayi. You can stand or be at the wall. You can have your knees down. When it comes to these breathing practices, it's ideal to utilize them, right? Practice them when you can, when you could focus on them. You have time to do that so that they become part of your arsenal for when you need to cope, right? You're not just like, oh my gosh, but rather it's like, oh yeah. And sometimes you'll just do it involuntarily, it just happens. Now we all breathe differently. So when you're done with your breath, the 12, if you're going to 12, and if you're not going to 12, whatever you feel like going to, then it's chaturanga and cobra, and then we'll all meet in down dog or child's pose, whatever feels good to you. It's important to be able to guide yourself through your practice using your breath, how you're feeling, your needs. My friends, from those fingertips and those toes, lift the energy up the arms and legs into the core of your body. Energize here. Eyes gaze forward to the fingertips. Heel straight back, second toe straight ahead. You are energized. The shoulders lift up rather than dropping down. Inhale, heels lift. Exhale, walk your feet forward to Uttanasana. Press the feet down. Inhale, rise. Reach the arms up overhead. Palms together. Exhale, the hands to heart center. Good. Take a deep breath in. We reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, we fold. Deep breath in. We lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Deep breath in again. We bend the knees. We sit the hips back. Hands to heart center. We rise, starting with the number 5. 5 breaths here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, take a seat. Hands to heart center. It's a 6 count now. 6, up 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms overhead. Exhale, fold. What comes next? Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Take a seat on the inhale. Exhale, slowly rise for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, take a seat. Slowly exhale, rise. What number are we on? 8. Slow and steady. Defying gravity, right? Lifting our energy, even when something wants to pull us down. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Take that seat. 9, 8. Slow it down, my friends. You don't want to be standing before that 1. I know. We inhale. Exhale. You're on your own for 10, 11, and 12. You do not need me for this. I promise you've got this. I see some smiles. I see some stuff really really work in the binds and, lines of our friendship here. That's okay. 11 and 12, right? I remember if 11 doesn't feel good, if 12 doesn't feel good, you can stand, you can just hold that Tadasana, that long, strong, powerful stance. Yes, go Heather, go Emily, go Cam, go Cheryl. Yes, Anne-Marie, good Christine, Madison. Yes, Eileen, Maria. Good Demetra, good Alana, good Carissa. Nice Dawn, good Malia. Yes, Chrissy. Good friends. Remember, there's energy through these legs the entire way. When you're done with your 12, exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. 2 steps back, down dog. Hips are up and back. Belly is pulled in nice and tightly. We bend the knees in towards the armpits. Keep the hips high. So now we're in hovered puppy. And then we exhale and we extend back into down dog. We bend those knees and then we extend back. We bend the knees. We extend back. You're like, Steph, come on, seriously? Like we just did chair a million times. I know. But think of it, this is a little different variation. Feels a little different, right? Shift the heart forward. Bend the elbows. We come down for chaturanga. We slide forward for cobra. And down dog. But guess what, friends? We're coming back again for that plank, 12 breaths. You never wanted December to end, did you? As much as you do right now. Can we just get to January? What you gonna do? Just breathe once? No. Knees can be down. You could sit back to child's pose or puppy dog, my friends. Here's the key. I want to get you a little bit more comfortable with longer periods of breathing deeply. You'd be so surprised what it do for you right now and what doing this right now will do for you later on today and tomorrow and the next day. So you are welcome preemptively. You got it, friends. And again, when you're done, chaturanga to cobra or child's pose, puppy, half forward fold at the wall, whatever speaks to you right now. Nice and strong, my friends. Use that ujjayi. When you're ready, that chaturanga series. Right foot rises towards the sky. Bend the left knee in towards the shoulder and rise. So we're going back to that puppy, but it's single legged now. So those of you who maybe needed a little bit more upper body today, you're welcome. You could go back to that chair pose we did with the 10 million breaths. Absolutely. You can be seated. Yes, there's a seated option. Arms overhead, knee up, knee down, knee up, knee down. How do I make it more difficult? We hover that opposite knee. Nice and slow and controlled. Yes. A little bit of something for everyone. Yeah, I love it. My friends, go ahead and switch sides. I love it. Well done. Breathe. So you know from now on, if ever I begin a practice with ujjayi, you know I'm going to give you a reason to use it. I would hate for you to be wondering, when could I ever use this and not have any practical experience? You see? Yes. Nice. I love it. I love the seated option. If arms overhead doesn't work for you, seated, arms forward, arms by your sides. Remember, the arm options are endless. Do what works for you. Yes. Good. 2 or 3 more reps. I love it, my friends. So good. Beautiful. Nice. When you're done, we're going to find ourselves in a wide-legged forward fold. Here in this position, second toes are straight ahead. You can have your hands down on blocks, on hard-covered books, any sturdy boxes you've got that won't collapse on you. Right here is fine, okay? Now, if you have any issue with sciatica, you might not feel so great in this deep forward fold. You can come out a little higher. I would advise you to then come to the wall if that feels better. Key, my friends, both the front of the pelvis on both sides faces the ground at all times. We're not going wonky side to side, okay? So that's really important. Feel free to use anything, or your hand can come to your leg or the chair or the table, right? Now, left hand, your left hand comes down right underneath of your heart. Hips directly in between the heels, not backward. Very, very important to not hyperextend those knees, but keep the energy right here in the center. Lengthen the heart forward with that left hand down, right hand to your hip. Take a deep breath in. From that belly button, we twist towards that right. Then we open the chest and the rib cage, the neck and the head. Your left hip wants to drop down and your right hip wants to lift. Start to even out the pressure in both feet. And you can judge taking those hips directly, the pelvis directly between the heels. And then from there, we move. If you're not twisting today, you can just stay right here in this wide forward fold, or you can side bend your wide forward fold. That's easier when you have your hands to a surface and you take the rib cage in one direction. And that'll give you a nice side bend. Yes. So for me, in a wide leg twisted forward fold, I prefer my right hand to my hip. I know a lot of people like to bring their arm up overhead. For me, that strains my shoulder because my ego wants my arm to get up straight and I can't do it. So for me, I have to keep my hand to my hip, but that might not be you. You want to lead with the heart open in order to get that arm up. When you're ready, come on back to center. Right hand down, left hand to your hip, lengthen the spine, pull the belly in and twist. Remember, we're twisting from the hearts, the abdominals through the heart space, the neck and the head. And that arm that's down, that energy is drawing up. So don't think about pressing down through that hand only. Then lift the same amount of energy up. Drag the ankles, the calves, the inner thighs towards one another, and then power up the pinky toe. That's going to power up the outside edge of your legs to give you a little bit more strength and stability. If it doesn't feel good to look up, look to the side or look down. Couple more breaths here. Inhale and exhale, release. And then you feel free to ragdoll or just hang. You can bend those knees, allow yourself to release. We did a lot of stabilizing through the spine. Release the legs. All right. Take a deep breath in. Turn yourself back to the front edge of your mat. Come on down onto your belly. Last thing before we take it all the way down. From here, take a deep breath in, reach your arms forward, legs out straight. If you're not comfortable on your belly, hands and knees are standing, it's just fine. Tailbone back, squeeze the seat, pull the belly in. Deep breath in, arms and legs lift. Now from here, you're welcome to stay or bend your knees, feet lift up towards the sky. Deep breath in, we sweep the arms out to the sides and back. We're not grabbing, we're not doing bow today. We haven't warmed ourselves up quite enough for that. Keep lengthening the heart forward as the knees move back. Here we're extending at the front of the hips and we're lifting up. On hands and knees, you can do same-sided, but that might be a little difficult to balance, so you might want to do opposite sides. Standing, you could do same side for sure. If you're standing, knee is straight down, hip flexor is complete, or hip is completely moved through so that we stretch that hip flexor. Yeah, nice. Deep breath in. If you're doing single-sided, go ahead and switch. And if you're doing both sides, just hold and breathe. No pressure to the lower back because we pulled the abdomen in. Tailbone is lengthening back, not up or down, right? Just straight back. We squeeze through the hamstrings and the glutes. We're lengthening through the quadriceps, big toe, pinky toe working. Opening the chest, opening the heart, soften the face, maybe smile. Yeah, deep breath in and go ahead and slowly release all that. Feel free to take your crocodile right here. Just a couple of breaths. My friends, I'll pull you into Shavasana. Remember that I ask that you please stay here as long as you can. No matter if that's 30 seconds beyond when I close the meeting. You are so amazing, so wonderful. And you deserve this time to rest, to rejuvenate, that really only Shavasana can give you. When you're ready, go ahead and flip yourself over. Long spine, feet wide, arms by your sides. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, just allow yourself to release down into the mat. Give yourself that permission. Feel free to close your eyes. Allow yourself to rest as you relax your toes, the feet and ankles, the lower legs. Soften the knees, the thighs, the pelvis. Relax the glutes and the waist, your abdominals. Soften your back and your shoulders. Relax your chest and your arms. Soften the neck, all the muscles of the face to the scalp. My friends, allow all that goodness that you cultivated to settle in right here, right now. Stay here as long as you can. I thank you for spending some time with me this morning. Namaste.